feel. So we're just holding it in this buffet, if you will. Obviously, you wouldn't want to do that in your aircraft.
Right.
You can actually see I need to put a little bit opposite aileron to keep it wings level, if you will.
Right.
So if I continue to stall, I'll continue to stall from here, and we'll do the full all attitude upset recovery strategy. Push. Roll. Power. Stabilize. Pitch is set. Power is set. Recovery is complete. Okay, so that's the recovery. So from a slipping condition, it did roll off to the right. As soon as you push that and neutralize the rudder, that rolling stopped, which is what we'd expect to happen.
Right.
And we could recover right away. A little more comprehensive in that. So we'll let you do a slip going back this direction. Make sure the area is clear. I don't see anyone else out here either visually or on the traffic information system. Whenever you're ready, you have control.
My flight control.
Roger, you have control. You can establish a slip left or right, your call, and then take it to a full up, all attitude upset recovery strategy.
Okay, there it is.
There's the buffet, so we'll wait for the wing drop.
Push. Roll. Power. Stabilize. How was that?
Very good. So recovery complete. Very good. I have control.
Your airplane?
So, Roger, I have control. So the push was very effective. Very good. That was about a half a G. That was perfect. The big thing from Betty's. So the big thing there, the rolling, you had to use the aileron to counteract the roll. After you push, there's no problem with that. The big thing is to deconflict that push with the roll. So you want to make sure you push first significantly, right, so as to break the AOA. Otherwise, you have negative roll damping. So yours was appropriate, but just be careful. Take a pregnant pause before you go roll. In that thing. So, but okay, it was good. I have nothing for you apart from that. Any other questions, comments? Nope. You want to practice another one, or you want to move on to the skid?
I'm good. We go to the next one.
Okay, move on to the skid. So we'll have establish a pattern altitude of 6,500 or so here at 80 knots. If I can get up there at 6,500, maybe. There we go. A little slow. I'll let it build a little airspeed first. As if we're on downwind at 6,500 feet pattern altitude. And power setting is set. Okay, we're starting our turn to final at 6,500 feet. We have overshooting wind. That's not good. So I'll feed in a little bottom rudder. Watch what happens when I feed in bottom rudder. The nose slices down. That's not what I want to see at pattern altitude. So I'll go a little top aileron, but hey, this turn is not working for us.
You're going to give it some more rudder.
So I'll feed in a little more rudder. I don't want to lose altitude though, so I'll feed in even more rudder. The turn is not working for us.
We're 55 out.
We expect it to roll left. Push.
Now you start this.
Roll. Power. Stabilize. Pitch is set. Power is set.
Get on down there and chase the animal.
Recovery is complete.
Nice.
So even expecting it, we lost 500 feet from pattern altitude. So it can really get your attention,
right?
If you were not expecting it.
Oh yeah.
What altitude you had, dude?
So I'll give you a chance to practice. Any questions on the skidding turnstile? From a pilot monitoring standpoint, if you're not flying this thing, that should be alarm bells going off in your head. Hey, dude, step on the rudder, or neutralize the rudder, or something like that.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So whenever you're ready, you have control.
My controls.
Roger, you have control.
All right. I want to make that left turn.
Okay. Yeah, I'll set the power for you. We'll have just a smidgen of power. So there's the skid. Oh, we're losing altitude, so we don't want that to happen. So a little top aileron. Bottom rudder.
All right, push, roll, power, and stabilize. Looking for 5.
Just tell me when you're complete.
All right, stabilize. Recovery complete.
All right, good. I have control.
You're controlled.
Okay, so the big thing is that from a setup, and we're not tasking you on setup or anything like that.
Right.
Let me help you in the setup, and then I'll let you do another actual recovery. So again, 6,500 feet, 80 knots or so at pattern altitude. We're starting the turn to final, whatever, and now feed in. You have control.
My control.
Now feed in bottom rudder. A little top aileron to not lose altitude. More rudder. More rudder. Top aileron. I'll help you a little bit.
All right, there it is. Push, roll, power, and stabilize. Lost a little more altitude that time.
Yep, I have control.
You're flight control.
Okay, so yeah, the big thing is that we were almost inverted as far as that goes. So that would be 800-foot altitude loss at pattern altitude. That would not be good.
Yep.
That east. So you would not obviously want that to happen at pattern altitude.
That's for sure.
So the big thing there, the push was appropriate. I don't know if you noticed, but when we were inverted, we actually probably might have been better to roll, continue all the way around,
Right.
like we were doing the back half of an aileron roll.
My brain told me we were just a little bit the same way as.
Yeah, it's close. You know, I mean, and again, in that case, if it's 50-50, pick one and go with it. You know,
Right.
it's better to keep on rolling. But it really can get your brain up and locked if you do end up inverted in that. But it's very easy to get to that situation from a skidding turn or a wake turbulence encounter,
Right.
just because of the fact that that it's so alarming. Just get you out of your comfort zone, if you will.
Right.
So that's all good. So remember that skidding is ball to the high wing.
Right. Thank you.
Probably cross controlled.
We're 48 out.
Or the guy could be in a lot of bank.
Right.
So if you're monitoring, you do want to say, hey, neutralize the rudder,
Right.
ease off of the bank, some kind of pilot monitoring thing to say, hey, fix this, man, because I don't want my pink body to be impaled on the ground.
Exactly.
Because most likely that Queen Air scenario is the next thing you'll see happen.
Is that what your gut tells you so far on the Lear 45 at Teterboro?
Yeah, so far that's what they're talking about, and you know it's pretty classic. So let me just do another one for practice real quick. All right, so here we are. So 80 knots, reduced power setting. We're skidding around the turn. Oh, it's not working for us. I need more rudder, more rudder, more rudder. Push, roll, power, stabilize.
Okay.
Pitch is set. Power is set. Recovery is complete. All right, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good.
Okay, you want to fly for a little bit?
Oh, it don't matter. We can go on to the next thing you like.
Okay, next thing, you want to try another skidding or slipping turn stall? It's up to you.
Yeah, let's keep going. I want to get done, and then I want to make sure we do the inverted demo from yesterday.
Okay, so the all-attitude maneuvering is the next thing on the hit parade.
Okay.
And that is, we'll do the split S demo first. I'll start it here at 8,000. Let me get up to 8,000 here real quick. And this would be, it's a demo because we don't want you to do this in your airplane, obviously.
Right.
So here we are at 7,000 feet. And if you're doing an aileron roll or you get into a stall or wake turbulence encounter or whatever it might be,
Right.
if you experience that, we would end up exactly upside down, for example, like this. If you pulled out the bottom, this would be what you'd see.
Yeah. That's some serious altitude loss there, buddy.
So that's 3,000 feet of altitude loss, and we're right up to VNE in that maneuver. So that's something you would obviously not want to do in your airplane. And your airplane is going to gain a lot more airspeed and lose a lot more altitude. So
yeah.
So that would be something that you would not want to see in your airplane.
Oh, absolutely.
It would basically get your attention with the face full of dirt. So instead of pulling through the bottom, if you found yourself like this, just roll upright.
Yeah.
Is what you'd want to do, like the back half of an aileron roll, if you will. So that is the split S demonstration. The next thing will be the Cuban 8. I'll demo the first half of a Cuban 8 for you.
Okay.
So this is like 3/4 of a loop.
Okay.
With an unloaded roll
I got
upright.
an alert here on
Okay.
my iPad, so it's got an airplane back at 5 o'clock.
So
I got one too up here at 11.
Go over this direction. We have some section lines that I'll be able to use to pull around here.
Okay.
So I'll lower the nose for any over-the-top maneuver to 160. Full power.
Ron, you've seen my work. I'm the best co-pilot he's had today.
I understand that.
So there's 160, a straight pull as if we were doing a loop.
All right.
So there's 3 Gs like your airplane, a little bit more than what your airplane. Looking out the side windows. Now I continue the pull until the nose is 45 degrees below the horizon. Unloaded roll upright. Hold the nose down. So we get 160 and I do another pull. You have control.
My controls?
Okay, so you can pull across the top. There you go. That's a good 3G pull. Excellent. Keep pulling. Good.
Airport down there at Valley Mills, elevation 17.
Now let the nose track below the horizon. Unloaded roll upright. Very good. Hold the nose down. Do another one if you want. It's up to you.
I wanted to hear you guys say something like, I'm too close for missiles, I'm switching to guns or something. Sounds right.
Ron, did I share those pictures I took when you and I were together shooting nude?
Roger.
It's a beautiful thing here.
Great, isn't it?
Oh, man. I think you've beat the seaplane guy.
Most of the F4 drivers are saying, I got another one on my 6, another one on my 6.
Do another one if you want. Get 160.
American pilot.
Or a loop or whatever you want, man.
That Cuban 8 was awesome. Fantastic. Love it.
Cool, dude.
All right, what's next on the agenda?
Okay, so I have control.
Your control?
So let me just zoom a little bit. We'll get a little more altitude. I guess we need to do clean up from yesterday. That's the inverted flight. So ratchet yourself down if you haven't.
I'm good.
Okay. So the big thing here is as if we were doing an aileron roll, but we'll stop it after 180 degrees of roll.
Okay.
So inverted and then push.
Woo! Oh, shit.
So there is minus 1G level flight. I can do turns.
Holy shit.
Or turn the opposite direction.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy.
So that's minus 1G or so. And it's just kind of a, it's disorienting, no doubt, but that would be something you'd experience not in your airplane, but in an airback airplane.
I'm glad we saved that till today.
Okay.
You feeling better, man? Feeling good?
I feel better.
Okay, good.
Dave,
So the last thing really on the agenda before we have some fun is the simulated flame out approach. So we'll do this. So as if we lost our engine,
Our doors.
we'll get our speed 90 knots for our best glide. Now we get it in the checklist. We pick our spot, get the checklist and all that kind of stuff. There's actually an airfield. We could use any of these roads or whatever. But I think there's an airfield close to us. Oh yeah, we're right over top of it. I don't know if there you go. There's the airfield, the grass strip.
Oh, I see it, yep.
We're going to go for that grass strip because it's we're right over top of it. So I'm trying to get to on the approach end of that airfield at 2,000 APL, so 2,700 MSL.
Okay.
We're well high enough to make it. We can make some of these other airfields. There's another airfield at left 11 out there running north-south with hangars on it. Or we could use any roads or any of that kind of stuff. But we're just going to go with this grass strip, maintaining our 90 knots. So a high key would be if you were right over the airfield, aligned with the runway at 2,700 MSL. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're a little tight to the airfield, so I'll overbank a little bit. So we could do 360s over top of the airfield until we get there. So 2,700 are multiples thereof. So 4,700, looks like we're there at 4,700, so we could do 2 circles.
Okay. 2,000 for each circle?
Yeah, for 2,000 for each circle, exactly right. So this is the, if you will, overhead. This is high key plus 2,000 feet. And I'll start like a gentle 30-degree bank turn. Clear the engine just to make sure it's going to work for us. As a technique.
I've done that.
So a gentle turn, maintaining our 90 knots. See, we're kind of falling out of the sky like a brick.
Note the wind at Waco is about 350
So we should be on downwind at base K. We should be at 3,700 feet, half the altitude to lose. We'll see how we're doing here.
Whichever one you want to. If you're on land to the north, you miss the town. Yeah,
looks like we're a little tight, so the wind might be a little bit out of the northeast. So there's the airfield. I don't know if you can see it behind the wing.
I see it.
So 3,700. So I turned to be 2,700 over top of the airfield.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Make sure to be aware of those 2 towers that are on the east side of town.
Roger.
So this is looking pretty good. 2,700. Looks like we're a smidgen high, which is good. I'd rather have it that way than the other way.
Flip that off on the final.
Yeah, we could actually slip if we needed to, or that kind of stuff. So there's high key. We're right over the airfield at 2,700. Again, I'll clear the engine one more time. We're on acro tank. So on downwind, we should be at 1,700 feet, half the altitude to lose. Looking pretty good, so I'll continue to turn. This is base key, and about 300 feet high. I can play this base turn to actually get there. And I think you would agree that we can make this landing.
I like it.
We might be, because we're fast, we might be a little bit off the end, but we'll be safe.
Yeah.
I'll terminate this portion of the maneuver because we can make this landing.
Understood.
And I'll climb out at 105 knots. As if we're now terminated that portion, now we're the departure leg, as if we're Sully all over again.
Okay.
Climbing at 105 knots with the power setting as appropriate. And we'll go to, we said around 2,200 feet is when we could turn back around to the airfield above that. So we'll go about 1,800, 1,900 feet, and then we'll simulate another engine failure and see if we can make it back to that same airfield.
All right.
Climbing at 105 knots. Okay, boom, simulated engine failure. Establish our speed of 90 knots.